It's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It is time for our weekend in reality reviews. We're gonna get it popping real quick. Do I have any upcoming announcements this week? I feel like this week is the regularly scheduled programming. I did have a question for the chat, or if you're in the rewatch gang, a question for the comments. I'm thinking about getting into a few scripted shows, maybe doing a few things off of Netflix or Prime, Max. Give me some ideas of some scripted shows that you might be interested in hearing a review from. I know Harlem, which comes on Amazon Prime, I believe it's Prime. Harlem will be back in January, and I do plan on reviewing Harlem with another YouTuber. So if you can think of any other scripted shows, please let me know. And I'll look into watching those and giving my 2 cents. Or maybe a nice movie, suggestions, put them in the comments, put them in the DMs. Okay, let's get into Weekend in Reality because it's a Monday. I really worked my ass off today. I'm tired. The rest of this week is going to be a crazy week, so I'm not going to hold y'all long. I felt like the shows this week were kind of lackluster. I felt like the huge buildup is going to be the shows next week, and I hope next week is going into Christmas, so the shows should not be on hold. We should still have Bell Collective, Potomac, and Love and Marriage Huntsville next weekend, so I feel like that's when it's going to be more explosive, and I can't wait to get into it. You know how I do it over here. I start with the most lackluster to the most exciting. And this week, I just was not feeling Bell Collective. And Bell Collective, how was next week already the finale episode? Congratulations. I did see an article where they got renewed for season 6. So we know they're coming back. But how next week is going to be so explosive, and then that's it. And we got to probably wait. I don't know. Carlos kind of cranks these out, but we probably waiting a good 6 months before we can see it again. I don't know, but let's just get into what we saw. It picked up with the pool scene with So Gucci and Selena. They talked it out. What I didn't appreciate is So Gucci doesn't have any source of accountability. Like, yeah, she got the best of you. And depending on who you ask, who started it, it probably was some pent up energy, which what took it to a fight. I don't know. I do kind of feel like So Gucci's mouth started it, and y'all be talking about everybody else on every other reality show where if you got the mouth, you better have the hands. So Gucci's mouth started it, calling that lady an extra, telling her she owned your show. Well, girl, you barely own your show. Can I say something honestly? If it wasn't for JJ, and JJ also being on Bring It with Selena, and JJ having the personality that he had on Bring It, we wouldn't give a damn about you, So Gucci. Or I wouldn't. I don't want to say we, but I wouldn't give a damn. So I kind of felt like So Gucci started it, and Selena kept telling her, like, you charged at me. That's why I swung. Let's not go there because we thinking about the fight 2 different ways. Okay, whatever. What you apologize for? If you did absolutely nothing wrong and you felt that it was every step you took from calling that lady an extra, charging at her, pressing the charges after the fight, if you felt like you were in the right every step of the way, what are you apologizing for? Now, So Gucci did break it down. She was like, my feelings was hurt. You whooped my ass. That's pretty much what it was. You whooped my ass on national televisions. I got caught in my feelings. I probably had to go to the hospital with a bruise or 2. I didn't think the fight was that serious, but they didn't show us the whole thing. And I was in my feelings and I pressed charges, and I probably shouldn't have. And I think Selena broke down crying because she's probably like, we've been through so much, probably a lot of arguing. But at the end of the day, we're a blended family, and it hurt me that you would take it to pressing charges. But to me, once y'all throw hands, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's hard to come back from a fight, especially women. Women don't usually fight people in the streets and can make up a few months later. Men, I've noticed, can do that. It's harder for women to do, but y'all really can we just call a spade a spade? Y'all really don't have anything to do with each other. And we could wrap this on up with JJ in his speech, because JJ was a little bit in his feelings when he heard So Gucci made up with Selena. JJ doesn't want to ever have to see Selena, and he doesn't. When you have adult children, the parents don't have to be involved. If JJ wants to spend time with his daughters, he can go over there and spend time with his adult daughters and his grandchildren. Selena doesn't have to be in the house. Now, there will be occasions where I feel like JJ should be mature enough. If there's a baby shower, I heard whichever one of the twins is pregnant right now, JJ didn't show up to the gender reveal, and the twin was, I just don't know which one. I don't mean not to call her name. I know it's Star or Sky. I want to say Sky. They were upset about that. So I feel like there's some family events where he didn't show up to the Star's baby shower. Like, there's some events I feel like JJ, you could sit in Selena's presence for an hour. You don't have to talk to her. Be there for your children. Oh my God, it just started pouring down, raining out of nowhere. Like hard, because I can hear it from inside the house. I hope my internet don't get wavy. Rain. That is rain.
I don't see any rain.
You can hear it.
Well, if it is rain, it's not raining hard.
It's raining hard if you can hear. But anyway, we ain't got to talk about that. I just hope the internet don't get kind of shaky. But anyway, wrapping that up to say, JJ, be there for the girls. Be there for your daughters. Show up to the events. You ain't got to speak to Selena. Now, these social events on this television show, I'm gonna tell you, JJ, y'all gonna miss out on the check. Now, based on y'all lifestyle that I see on television, it don't seem like you need this check. So maybe you don't care, but it seemed like your wife likes being on television. And if y'all gonna be on this show, y'all need to work it out with Selena, because it's very clear that Selena is here to stay. They done put her on the main stage. You can see her on the picture. My face is in the way, but she's on the cast photo. She's a part of the cast. Anyway, Marie is making makeup burgers. I wish Latrice and Marie could get it together. I'm tired of them fighting over that wig from season 1, that white lady calling the news on Marie and saying her clinics, whatever she said about that lady's clinics. I'm tired. Marie, you have done your share of dirt to people. If you, after what you did, hey, Stephanie, Marie, if Timber can forgive you for what you did to her, you can forgive Latrice. And that happened a couple of years ago. I feel like y'all could be casual friends, not good, tell everybody your business, but y'all could be casual friends where y'all could show up to events on this show and have a good time, because we've seen y'all do it. And when y'all do get along, it's enjoyable to watch. After that, ain't too much happened. Selena and Sophia, Gucci, whatever, go tell their daughters about the conversation. During Selena's conversation, she says, we hugged, we both apologized. And the girls were kind of like, it seemed like she just apologized because the cameras were there. I didn't feel that way until So Gucci told her daughter how the situation went down, where she told her daughter, Selena was real combative and I couldn't get a word in. And I'm like, y'all know I don't care enough to rewind. But I was like, I didn't get that from the conversation. I felt like you wouldn't let Selena talk, especially when Selena had a valid point. You talked over her and then you apologized. You didn't want... It could have been fake. I don't know. But at the end of the day, So Gucci's daughter said, forget Selena. I'm over here having these mental health problems and you worried about Selena and them girls over there. Pause. I 100% agree. I believe her daughter's name is D. Not forget Selena 100%, but you got to make sure your household in order before you figure out other people's households. Now, I'm not saying you can't talk to your husband and encourage your husband to have a relationship with his daughters. I'm not saying that, but I'm not bending over backwards trying to work out some relationship with an ex-wife when my own daughter is having mental health issues. When my own daughter was standing on a bridge getting ready to jump off, I could give a damn what Selena and her daughters got going on. I really couldn't. It's always my child first, then everything else is second. And right now, your daughter is breaking down crying the same way Selena broke down crying, saying how much you put everybody else before her and she needs you. Now, I know you can't be with your children, especially your adult children, 24/7, and some things in life they got to hit and they got to learn for themselves, but you're still supposed to be there to catch them. You're never supposed to just let them fall. And I don't know, I 100% agree. I wouldn't give a damn what JJ and them had going on. I'd be focused. My focus is here. Now, JJ, go over there and work it out with them kids. And I feel like JJ I don't know. I don't like that JJ says he don't want to have anything to do with his daughters if the daughters don't want to have anything to do with his wife. Your wife isn't more important than the children. And I know some people, they look at that church umbrella where it say God, marriage, children. I understand that's how some of us was raised and that's what some of us believe, but I just don't believe it. In my mind, nothing is more important than what I birthed. Nothing. And you know, and it's not saying children way up here and the husband way down here, but I'm sorry, that just could be me. And some of my friends, you know, we ain't all the same. It's whatever. But I don't think your children have to have a relationship with your wife to have a relationship with you. Maybe if you work on a relationship with the children, you and the children, y'all get a couple of good months down the road, maybe a good years down the road, then you usher in So Gucci, but you shouldn't just throw So Gucci in their face after that lady done put their mama in jail. It couldn't be me, because I don't play with my mama neither. But anyway, moving on from that, what happened this episode? Congratulations to Marie. And Marie got her doctorate. Is that how you say it? Degree. I'm not going to shit on Marie and her, what the word? Accommodations? Congratulations. I don't know the word I'm trying to leave, but I ain't going to shit on Marie and what she's done with her life. To get a doctorate, I don't care what college you went to. If it was online, in person, however you got to get that doctorate, it is a hard thing to do. Unless they just gave it to her like they gave it to Melody and them and Sheree. But I think Marie actually went to school and earned hers. I'm not going to shit on Marie for that. That is a huge accomplishment. That's the word I was trying to look for. That's a huge accomplishment. And put some respect on her name. Is Dr. Marie. It seems to fit in her field. She is somewhere in healthcare with mental health and rehabilitation. I liked Marie when Marie talked to So Gucci's daughter. I like to see professional Marie, not messy Marie. So congratulations. But what I didn't understand, Marie, how you coming? The outfit, I don't care what people say about it. I loved that kind of limeish mixed with a mintish green jumpsuit that Marie had on, where one half was the pants and one half was a skirt, and then she had the little rosettes, and the fabric looked expensive. It didn't look cheap. She received her, right. That wasn't honorary. You right, Stephanie. She received that, and we're not going to take that away from her. It's Dr. Marie. Marie, you look so good. Why didn't you give your guests at least not a requirement, but some of them people came up there and looked like they just rolled up out the bed. They didn't iron, they didn't wash. Everybody had on jeans and t-shirts. You and Essie were the only people dressed up in timbre, the people who were the bells. And it just seemed weird that you having this huge party, this huge accomplishment, and you are dressed to the nines, and everybody else looked like they pulled their clothes out the laundry hamper and said, congratulations, mom, auntie, cousin. I was really happy for you, and I'm happy your family came out and supported you. What else happened this episode? Treese and Glenn, or whatever Treese's husband name is, was arguing about this joint party. I don't understand why. One thing Angie not gonna do, because I was already upset when Akeisha had them do it at the beginning of the season. Don't invite me somewhere and then tell me I gotta walk in heels a couple of blocks to another venue. Have it all together. You could have put them Goddess Links products on a shelf inside a Taste, and we could have had all one big party. Don't invite me in one location and then we gotta walk to the next. I ain't doing it. I'm just gonna show up to Taste, or I'm going home at the Goddess Links. I'm not doing all that walking. And I know y'all feel like, bitch, you lazy, but I done already told y'all I have a bad knee, and especially if I'm wearing heels, I'm not trucking across no gravel roads to a new location. Now I drive over there, but whatever. Glenn get to have his party the same night. Who cares? That's more people that have more eyes on your products and your business. Let your husband throw Glenn a birthday party. Whatever. Moving on. Did anything else happen this episode? Oh, so Gucci had a health and wellness event with 10 people there. Hell, it was more people at damn Teresa's brunch than at health and wellness. You could have did a YouTube video and put that up on Instagram or TikTok, and we could have got that same information. What else happened? And that's why Bill Collector wasn't that good. We just waiting to see why Big Willie and Tisha husband gonna get to fight next week. That's all I'm waiting to see. That's pretty much all that happened this week. Whatever. Moving on. What's the next show? We're gonna get Potomac out the way because I feel like Love and Marriage Huntsville was the most exciting show of the weekend. Over on Potomac, not too much happened. It was way too much Giselle, way too much Stacey and TJ. It was really corny, I think, because it was too much focus on corny ass people, and I was highly bored and highly scrolling TikTok and Instagram through watching. But let's see what I can remember. Let's see. Don't give a damn about Mia and her kids going through the jungle gym. I don't give a damn about Stacey and how many penises she needs to jump on during this divorce process. I feel like Giselle, Ashley, y'all aren't even following your own advice. You want Stacey to go out here and hoard her vagina around because she's leaving her husband. But y'all, Giselle, what you doing? We ain't never see you with no man. Ashley, how many penises are you jumping on while you're waiting for your divorce to be finalized from Michael? Right, Stephanie, this whole season has been filler. Like, I only watched this episode to see Karen kick Jacqueline out, and we didn't even get to see it yet. They had the credits rolling before Jacqueline even walked her ass up with them balloons. I was highly pissed off and ready to if I knew I wasn't gonna get Jacqueline this week, I would have gone ahead and turned TV off. Not that I want to see Jacqueline, I just wanted to see Karen kick Jacqueline out. But anyway, I don't give a damn about none of this stuff. Let's move on to the shopping experience. I was excited to see the ladies try on some clothes, but the only person that tried something on was Kiana, I believe. And that was a beautiful dress, and she bought it. But I know you ain't paid no $477. Now, I told y'all, I can forget a lot of things, but I don't never forget numbers. And I recall seeing $477, and I want to say 4 cents. I could have the change incorrect, but I know it was $477, and that dress was not it. You could have got that off of Shein or Fashion Nova for a good $35. Same material. Anyway, on the shopping trip, we learned that Wendy is in charge of the cast trip this year, and they're going to Panama. And Kiana, I thought you were smarter than this. She didn't say Panama City. She didn't say Panama City, Florida. She said Panama. She said South America. Get your passport. Ma'am. Anyway, the ladies are excited to go to Panama. While they were also shopping, we got to see Messy Ashley back in action, where Wendy Mia and Ashley were talking, and Mia ain't bringing Gordon or Ink to the love party. Karen is having a love affair party, just so they can ask each other sexual questions that we already know the answers to. But she wants to bring Jacqueline, and Ashley's like, "Do it, bring her." And I'm like, "Girl, didn't you already get a butter knife through at your forehead?" I'm gonna quit talking about Ashley's forehead, because it's one thing about YouTube where you have to look at yourself, and I'm like, "Girl, you need a bang." I shouldn't be able to put my whole hand on my forehead. I can't. It's a part of life. I got a big forehead too. But Ashley, I know you got a butter knife through at your forehead. Quit inviting people who are not welcome to other people's homes. Now, I do respect Mia this much for at least asking Karen and not just bringing Jacqueline to the house. As you know, we done seen Portia. Who did that? Who brought Portia over to Kenya house? Was it Phaedra? We have seen people just bring plus ones to people's houses and it goes left quick. At least Mia asked, but I want to know where Jacqueline found the audacity. Production had to put her up to it. Production had to be like, "I'll slide you an extra $5 if you come over here and get Karen riled up at the house. We'll have security." Though Karen wasn't going to do nothing but kick her out. But anyway, let's fast forward. Let's just go ahead and get to the love party, because I don't remember nothing else. They asking each other sexual questions. It's mermaids in the pool. Why are there mermaids in the pool? I love me a good pool, but if I ain't getting the pool, I don't give a damn about the mermaids in the pool. They weren't doing no synchronized swimming. They weren't putting on the show. They were just sitting in the pool. Every once in a while, they'll dive and show their fin and then just sit around in the pool. People weren't even really looking at them. I mean, it must be nice to just have money to waste. I'm having a party and throw some mermaids in the pool. I don't know what that's like. Like, I think big, like I could see myself if I was in a different tax bracket, I probably would do foolish shit like that too. But because I'm in the tax bracket that I'm in, I couldn't understand the mermaids in the pool. But anyway, what were some of the questions that they asked? First, they admitted to TJ that they were talking about him, and they told Stacy to go jump on a whole bunch of penises. TJ didn't seem to care, because I don't really think he cares about Stacy in that way. I think this is a very manufactured arrangement. We're going to pretend like you're my boyfriend friend, and you can be on camera for a future audition role. I don't know. Maybe you might get a Bravo, Candy might put you in a little Bravo TV show. I don't know. Anyway, the first question was about cheating. We're going around in a circle. Have you ever cheated on your partner? Everyone has to answer. Of course, Stacy and TJ, they ain't did nothing. Giselle, that knocks out Giselle, because Giselle and Ashley brought their speed dating men. Don't care. So they're out of the question. Karen says she ain't never cheated. Ray said he ain't never cheated. They all are being shady in the confessionals talking about Mr. Blue Eyes. Look, all Robin showed us was a picture of a man with blue eyes. That man wasn't necessarily with Karen. Just because they was in the same room don't mean they did anything. But I also feel like Karen and Ray had that eye candy arrangement. It ain't nothing wrong with some eye candy. So it's kind of like Mia and Gordon. It ain't cheating if we know about it. Who cares? It's their marriage. For the most part, everyone had predictable answers except for Jazzy was in the building. Hey, Jazzy girl, but I think this is why you got kicked out of the lineup, the flute holders. It's just, to me, certain things I'm not going to say in front of a group of people I don't know. There's also certain things I'm not going to say in front of my homegirls, because it's certain arguments I don't want to have with my husband in front of other people. And me calling out in a circle, yeah, I think he cheated on me. I feel like you cheated. That ain't something I want to do in a circle environment. That's something, if you felt that deeply about it, Jazzy, you couldn't talk to this man about this at home, because he seemed very shocked and confused. Like, you feel that way? Not saying he ain't cheated, because y'all whole situationship sound like a bunch of side pieces and that got elevated to main pieces. So, and you heard what they say, you kind of lose them how you get them, Jazzy. But I wouldn't have put out there that, yeah, I feel like my man, that's just me. I was kind of thrown for a loop with that. But then Mia admits to cheating, and Stacey is like, pause. We just gonna let Mia say her and her husband cheat, and we ain't gonna, y'all been worrying about my vagina, but we ain't gonna question hers. Girl, we know Mia a whore, we don't care. I'm kind of just like, I don't care about Stacey and this man being celibate. I don't care about Mia being a whore. I'm through with it. Now, what really messed me up, because the whole dominant submissive thing, I feel like is stupid. I feel like there's plenty of times where you might be more dominant in the bedroom, depending on how horny you are. And there's plenty of times where you might be more submissive, where you might just be like, let's hurry up and get this over. I'm tired. So I felt like that was stupid. And I felt like the men had some kind of ego trip by saying that they could be submissive in the bedroom. I just be over it sometimes. But then we get to TJ talking about he sleep with stuffed animals. I want to say he said Woody Woodpecker. Or was it Donald Duck? Y'all see how I cannot remember what stuffed animal TJ sleeps with in his bed. But I can clearly remember Kiana paid $477 for that dress. Whatever. But that's weird. And this man has to be in his 50s. He has to be older than me. He has to be in his 50s. It was Bugs Bunny. Oh, Jesus. Let's say he's 40. He's saying 50, but even if he was 40, it's weird for a grown-ass man to sleep with Bugs Bunny in the bed. And to be on TV like, yeah, like it ain't nothing wrong with it. Like, people aren't going to judge and say shady shit about you in the confessionals. It's weird. And I'm tired of TJ. He could stay in LA for me. He can stay in LA every time I like Stacey when she's with the girls, but when she's with TJ, it's definitely a fast forward. But we're going to round up this lover's affair with a dog just randomly being in the backyard, and up comes Jacqueline with 8 balloons to represent every one of Karen's current charges. Allegedly, as Karen would say. Her alleged. I don't know. They seem like ain't no alleged to the charges. Now, if you did it or not is alleged, but the charges are facts. But anyway, that was Potomac. When are we going to get to Karen running her mouth about Wendy and Stacey spilling the beans and the aftermath of that? That's what I want to get to. Gizelle, it's been a couple of weeks and you still ain't cussed Mia ass out for bringing up your children. But every interview you have right now, you're talking about how Mia is a liar. We've already known that. She's done things you can never forgive her for. So have you. So have you, Gizelle. Like, the hypocrisy. I cannot stand that lady. I cannot stand her. And I love my YouTube streets. I really do. I follow a lot of YouTubers. I collaborate with a lot of people. And I kind of listen to YouTube as a podcast as I'm working. And everyone is like, oh, I love Gizelle this season. It's amazing how Robin is gone and Gizelle is a new personality and she's so much more likable. That lady is the same bitch she's always been. She's just being fake. She's just being fake. And without Robin, she has no backup. So she's forced to forgive and apologize and move on because she has nobody to back her up for when the people want to get to throwing a drink in her face. Because it ain't no way you still harping on what Mia did and said about your children. And mind you, I don't feel like Mia should have put the children in it. But you haven't cussed her out on camera yet. You haven't got her back yet, Giselle. You were sitting right next to the lady at the party, wasn't you? Anyway, screw Giselle, screw Mia, screw Ashley. Moving on, what's the last show we're going to talk about? Love and Marriage Huntsville. I kind of said a lot of what I had to say on the panel. Please, on Sundays at noon, it's usually 12:15 on Sundays, on Kamisha Reviews channel, I am on a panel where we talk Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's usually me, Kamisha, Erica, and Lee. Giselle is getting a good edit to show she was not the problem. She is the problem. Matter of fact, what Mia said about your children is, I ain't saying it's better, but what you said about Chris Bassett and you getting ready to set up the storyline that Monique's baby wasn't her husband's is far worse. Far worse than your daughter's doing shit that teenagers always do, which is my mama ain't home, so I'm sneaking some people and trying to get them past the Ring camera. Far worse. And you still haven't apologized correctly to Chris. The only reason you apologized to Chris is because it was the reunion and they was getting in your ass. And he was like, okay, I'm sorry. So fuck Giselle. And I mean that. I mean that. Fuck her and the edit. I don't forgive. Because trust and believe. Trust and believe. Giselle is working to get her best friend back on this show. She's working to get Mia kicked off, and she gonna try to slide Robin back, and then Giselle gonna be that same bitch. And I ain't gonna be watching it. But anyway, Love and Marriage Huntsville. This episode was so messy that I said it had to be scripted. I said these people were so messy that it had to be scripted. But maybe it's not. Maybe people will do or say anything for a little Carlos King check. Whatever. I don't care about the wrap-up of Trisha and Melody's conversation about training and not training, and was it a circle driveway or a mountain? I don't give a damn. Fast forward. Let's get to what I care about, because I don't care about Martell meeting up with the Fletchers. The one thing I want to say about Martell meeting up with the Fletchers, it's weird to me that Nell is always commenting on Martell's physique, and she's always rubbing him and touching him. And I'm like, in front of her husband. Now, some people are touchy-feely people. If you all didn't know that about me, I am not. I am not a toucher. I'm not a hugger. I'm not a grabber. And I don't like to be touched. That's just me. Not saying ever. I'm just not. Maybe Nell is where she's a toucher and it's cool, but it's just always weird. Martell, you got all your shirts unbuttoned and she rubbing all down and then she touching all on his shoulder. I'm like, man, this man is trash. This man is trash. It has to be something about somebody being so trash in their personality that they're no longer attractive to you. That's Martell. Like, I don't think Martell is an ugly man, but he's not attractive to me at all. Because all I see is trash. But anyway, I don't give a damn about the lies he was spewing to the Fletchers, talking about he feel like Tisha commenting on his cheating to Mel is what caused the divorce. I said it on Kamisha's channel, and I'm going to say it right here. Whenever Martell goes to getting at receipts, pulling out phones, I don't know that baby boy's name, and I don't mean to put children in it. The child is innocent, and I'm sure very lovely. But I would just show Martell a picture of that child and tell him to get the shutting the F up, because that's why are no longer married to Mel. Because not only were you cheating, but you also were not wrapping it up. And there's a child that is a reflection of your cheating. No matter how much a blessing children are, that child was created during adultery, and your wife left you because she was like, I done put up with that bitch for 5 years. I'm not putting up with a baby too. That's what it is. It ain't Tisha's fault. It ain't nothing that Tisha said. It ain't nothing that social media has said. That was Melody's line. Now, I don't know why that's the line for y'all. I mean, look, let me stay out of other grown people business. I just don't understand why the baby is the line, because, you know, for Wendy Williams, that was her line too, when her husband knocked up the side piece. I don't understand why the baby is the line. I feel like the cheating should be the line, especially, I don't understand cheating, but I can't understand if you're married in a committed situation and something happens and a partner will forgive the other, whichever one cheated. I can understand forgiveness, counseling, working it out, but I can't understand 5 years of cheating. I can't understand forgiveness after forgiveness after forgiveness after forgiveness. I can't understand what putting up with somebody's bullshit, but the baby is the line. I mean, but for each their own, for each their own. It's over with now. The marriage is over with now. I don't even know why we care why the marriage was dissolved. It's been dissolved. It's over. Let it go. Move on. Anyway, Melody meets up with Marceau and Tisha pretty much to have a let's bash Martell session, because of course Martell, it was more than 5 years of cheating. How long was it? They said 5 years on the show. Or maybe it was 5 years at the show and they were still cheating while I was filming. So it probably was 6-7 years before that baby came along. Who knows? Who cares? That's Melody. That was her decision. I don't get, to me, you can't come cry on my shoulder for 7 years. After the first year, I'm gonna be over it. Probably the first 6 months. I'm gonna be over, like, girl, leave him. But anyway, we ain't going all them 6, 7, 8 years back. Martell sends Mel a text that the Scotts were talking shit about her. And of course, Mel, I wouldn't care. Because the Scotts talk shit about Mel and Mel talk shit about the Scotts. I wouldn't care. But they were pointing out that Martell wasn't even supposed to be talking to Mel unless it had anything to do with the kids. So, sir, he's already a dummy. He can't even follow the court rules on national television. But anyway, so Melody asked him if it's true. They said, hell no. He was the one who's saying something about I don't even care about none of that. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Marceau put all his business in the street. He was like, look, I'm tired of Martell. That was my homeboy. We cheated together, 20 women, all this and all that. And he want to come up here talking about my wife. That's Marceau's line for TV. Because he don't give a damn about Tisha neither. He then gave Martell jobs, which we know because Martell can't pass that damn license test, whatever that license test is. What is the builder's license? He can't pass the test to save his ass. So Marceau be giving him some work. Then that's why Marceau was like, show me the 50K, because he was like, I loaned you some money and you ain't even paid me back yet. So there's loans. But if you ask Martell, he'll be like, I gave Marceau a loan. Who cares? I was laughing. I said, oh, Marceau mad because he putting all that man business in the street. Look, I don't care nothing about it. I don't care anything about it, because if you weren't mad at Martell, you wouldn't be sitting up here having a bash Martell fest with Mel. And Mel was throwing it in y'all face. You see how he lies? Y'all been in my face calling me a liar all these years listening to Martell, but you see how he lies and flips it on you? Mel, next week, Kimmy is going to call out Mel for wanting to expose everyone's cheating. I don't think that's Melody's mission. I think she's just reveling in, for the most part, you all took Martell's side. Y'all was calling him the good guy, the good dad. He just made a mistake. He cheated, but he's still a good guy. And all of this in Mel's face, you should try to work it out. Just because y'all letting y'all husbands cheat in peace don't mean Mel wanted. Mel had got tired. 8 years was Mel's line. I'm saying 8 years. I don't know how many years it was. But I think Mel is just reveling in, now y'all see how Martell really is. It wasn't me. I know y'all don't like me, but y'all see the real Martell, and he's not a good guy. And I think she just like throwing that in people's face. Yeah, Mel is tripping a little bit with that exposing. Hey, Toot. They took his side for years. Yes. So I don't think she wants to expose. I think she just like, Mel is in her get back era and she don't care. She was like, y'all see the fool that Martell really is. And I'm just going to sit here and laugh at y'all face. Like, Mel don't care nothing about what Martell said about Tisha. But anyway, let's get on to this one-page divorce. I'm so over Trish and whatever this piece of paper she keep throwing in our face on this television screen. I feel like this was just a scene for her and Destiny to have something to talk about. Girl, I've never been divorced. But I know the damn papers it take to get married is more than one page. So I know it's more than one page to end the marriage. So the notary come over and Trish is like, I ain't sad. What I'm about to go upstairs and cry for. I've been over this man. I don't even know. I don't have any opinion on that scene because I haven't been divorced and I don't know. I've had some friends go through it. And some of them, it took a couple of years, to work it out. And some of them have had divorce parties where, I'm free. And some of them, even though they don't want the spouse back, they did mourn the end of the marriage. I don't know. I feel like everybody is different and not everybody going to sign their divorce papers the same. So Destiny, mind your damn business. If that lady don't want to go upstairs and cry, who cares? I'm moving on to the party because that's where the mess happened. The mess happened at the college send-off party. Trisha's oldest son is going off to college. They done sent the daddy $20 gas, told him to bring his ass on up to the party. And this is where all the mess ensues. I'm telling you that I forgot Ken did have a scene where he was talking to one of his friends, but I don't care. We're going to talk about the party because a lot of shit went wrong at this party. And I just was like, Carlos wrote this down on a piece of paper and told them what to say because mature, well-rounded, common sense minded adults don't do what went down at this party. So the party went down and the guests are showing up. All of the cast is invited except for Martell because Mel and Martell can't be at the same place. I don't even know, Mel, why you would want to go over there and celebrate. This lady lied at your face about doing whatever she did with your husband. And I do believe something was done while y'all was still married. She couldn't tell you about it. She couldn't tell you the color of the house or the circle of the driveway. And then all of a sudden, come celebrate my son with me. No, absolutely not. But we got a TV show to produce. What's the first set of nonsense? I think I wrote it down. The first set of nonsense, because, the nonsense ain't start till Marquez showed up. The way Marquez showed up, like, I did all this. Hey, how you doing? I'm Marquez. I'm the baby daddy. This my son party. How you doing? Thank you for coming. I was like, sir, he made an effort to walk around to every cast member to make himself known before he even found his children. To say, hey, son, congratulations. Hey, daughter, I love you. Hi, give me a hug, any of that. And then when he did see his daughter, the daughter was like, what you touching me for? Hey, Dad, hi. And then as soon as he let her go, she dipped. Now, I did say on the panel, I don't know if maybe she's nervous and didn't want to really be on camera or if she really don't fool with her dad. I don't know, but the way that daughter kind of interacted with it gave me, I don't really fool with him. All right, Dad, happy you showed up. But then Marquez is triggered. He's feeling really triggered being at this party, and his kids are there, and everyone is so successful, and Ken is doing everything for his children that he would love to do, but he can't do because he needs $20 of gas. I want to know how he made it to Huntsville to Atlanta with $20 worth of gas. But that ain't none of my business. He might got a little economy car. I don't know. But the weird part is he's talking to Chris Fletcher, his son Lance, and Maurice. And Chris is in the confessionals like, I don't know this dude. I just met you 2 minutes ago and you running down your heaviest problems. I mean, I know I'm a mentor, but damn. Sir, you're not a mentor. Let's just leave that there. You're an elder, and some people may come to you for advice every once in a while, but you're not a mentor. I don't know. He might be. I don't know these people. But I was just like, this has to be scripted. Why is he talking to these people, telling all their business? Like on the panel, they said that's just what Trisha and them do, is they tell all their business as soon as they meet people. I might have missed that episode when Trisha came on the scene, but that's really weird to me. And somebody like me, I don't do small talk. You have to catch me in a good mood. I have to be a little bit tipsy, a little bit something else with some party favors. But if I'm just at a regular backyard barbecue and I'm completely sober and I don't know you, I'm probably going to be looking at you crazy like, please get the fuck up out of my face. I don't give a damn. Now, I also could be like, tell me more because I'm nosy and I just want to know your business. But for the most part, I'm probably going to be like, please go away from me. I do not like small talk with strangers. Is anybody else like that? Like, it's been plenty. I remember one time I was partying in Atlanta. We almost got into a fight. This lady was clearly out of her mind, drunk. And I don't know what it was about my aura, my essence, but that lady stayed glued to my side, telling me all of her business. Just having just like Marquez or whatever his name is. All of her business. And I had to push that lady. I was a little bit tipsy. I had to push her away from me and like, ma'am, I don't give a damn. And of course she was drunk and she stumbled and we could have got to tussling and fighting if she would have came back in my face, but she kind of just stumbled off and that was her cue to leave me alone. But it probably was a good hour before I shoved her. Like, bitch, I don't like talking to strangers. Now you might catch me every once in a while where I'm in a true turn up and I might start talking to you, but I ain't never gonna tell you all my damn business. But that's just me. I'm weird. Anyway, that was just weird number one. Weird number two is Mel and Trish are having some conversation in the house over some food. I don't know, but Melody was being completely fake. But here comes Marquez talking about, I want to talk again. And again, he's triggered. He doesn't feel comfortable. This is his first time coming to this house. And he doesn't feel comfortable. He's kind of triggered being in this house. And Trisha's like, bitch, you lied. You done been upstairs in them kids' bedrooms. You done gave them kisses goodnight. You done had conversations with your son. Now look, I hope my son father don't see this. But they used to rub me the wrong way. It used to, I hope a couple of people don't see this. It rubs me the wrong way when this is my house. I don't care where my son's bedroom is. This is my house. I could see if you were invited upstairs to have a conversation with him, but don't just be walking all upstairs in my house like you live here. Let him come downstairs and talk to you. Or let me say, take that shit upstairs. I don't care what y'all talking about. That irks me. Now I'm gonna say I don't give a damn. It irks me vice versa. Because we have a blended family. I don't like when the other parent just goes upstairs in the kid's bedroom without being told or asked to do so. That irks me because I'd be like, this is my motherfucking house. Wait till them kids come downstairs. But you know what? My son is grown. That was a while ago. Angie, let that go. And her rules at her house don't have to be the rules at my house. I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that go. I know I'm a little bit too much, but that's why we're all different. We're all different and we all have our own feelings. But Trisha kind of shut that down, and when she was starting to get triggered, and she was like, this motherfucker lying, and I can't take it. And Mel is like, I felt like Mel was being messy, like, tell me more. What else triggers you? Like, Mel wasn't trying. For me, if the ex-wife and the ex-husband get to fighting over them kids, I'm just gonna grab my plate and escort myself out, or I'm just gonna stand in the corner and be nosy. But I'm not gonna get in the mix of the conversation because, mind you, I don't like small talk with strangers, and that ain't none of my business. I don't care. But finally, Marquez starts to bring up, yeah, and she know your ex-husband. Remember, she went over to your ex-husband's house. I thought Marquez was getting ready to drop the tea. But Trisha quickly shut that down, and Mel kind of shifted because Mel was like, what about Martell? It has to be scripted because if she was cheating on her husband as well to go over Martell's house for this training session or whatever they Netflix and chilling was doing, how he know about it if it wasn't for this show? I don't know. Let's get to the end of it, which is, let me see. Mel and Trish, the speech. It would have went down in my backyard. It would have went down in my backyard if that was me. Ken gets up and says, thank everyone for coming, which I ain't got no problem with Ken thanking everybody for coming in his house. But then he says, I'm a young father and I'm surrounded by a ton of fathers, and thank y'all for showing me how to be a father. It's hard raising these kids. Ken's speech, I'm laughing because I've talked about this a couple of times where I'm thinking of jokes and it was funny. But his speech was completely disrespectful. Say whatever you want to say about Marquez. He needing gas money. He abandoned them children. Whatever you want to say about him, he's still those children's biological father. And for me, because my son just graduated. I had the same graduation party in my backyard with the tents, the food, everything, DJ, everything. At that party, the mother made a speech, and my son's dad, the biological father, made a speech, even though it wasn't none in his backyard. Did my husband say something? Well, my husband ain't no public speaker, and I'm telling you, for my son to be as quiet as he is baffling. Because I loves to talk. And if you think I love to talk, his daddy talk 100 times more than me. 100 times more than me. That's probably why my son's so quiet, because both of his parents get to yapping. So I don't know if my husband said anything, but definitely he would have never said no. He would have never excluded my son's father, no matter how I might have felt about him at any point in time. He would have never disrespected him in front of my son, because that's what pissed me off the most. I can say a lot of things about my son's father, but I won't on this camera, and I won't in front of my son. When it comes to his relationship with his dad, I always encourage that. I always want it to be a positive one, and I always want his dad to be respected, because at the end of the day, you only get one father. Some people are blessed to have bonus parents. Some people are blessed to have grandparents who step in. Some people are blessed to have uncles and cousins who step in. That father role, which is a blessing. It takes a village. The more the merrier. Kids need all the love they can get. But they only have one biological father. And I feel like y'all not even divorced yet. And you and Ken only been together 2 years. So y'all say, because if you ask Marquez, he gonna tell us a different story. But y'all say y'all only been together 2 years. He has no right to step in and disregard the biological father and disrespect their father in their face. That wasn't right. It rubbed me the wrong way because, yeah, Marquez is a clown and he might be broke and you might be paying all the bills, but those are not your children. You should have let that man have the opportunity to share love in whatever kind of speech he wanted to give to his son. You could have thanked everyone for coming. But you going down the fathership path when you ain't even got any kids. Because I think if you would have had a biological child and somebody would have did that to you, you would have been ready to fight. And I feel like you only did that to Marquez because, Marquez ain't about to throw no hands with you. You know that Marquez may be a lot of things, but he's not going to throw hands with you. And I just felt like that was a low blow. I felt like Ken has so much sense. When he was talking to Marquez the other day, now I know people can piss. Can't nobody piss you off more than your baby daddy. I'm just gonna say it how I say it. It's been a lot of times when I want to cuss my son's father clean out, and I probably have, but I ain't do it in front of my son. I didn't do it in front of him. Or if I did, I just was on level 10 and I was already at explosive level and I ain't mean to. I ain't have time to think. So I don't want to make it seem like I was perfect. But I would try my best never to disrespect him in front of the child. And I feel like that man had every right to come around and cuss your ass clean out. Now, that was your house. You could have still put him out after he cussed you out. But you didn't have to disrespect him like that in front of the children. Especially the younger children who are more impressionable. The oldest child already has his opinion made. The 18-year-old feels however he's going to feel about his father, and it's going to be up to the father to work and mend out that relationship with the 18-year-old because he thinks and he knows. He done seen how it went down. He was old enough to view how it went down between the mom and the daddy, and his opinion is set. He don't need you adding any salt to it. And Ken, that made me look at you completely differently. Even if you didn't mean it, the fact that you would be a clown for the camera, I don't respect that either. Trisha should have been Trisha, I don't respect you for allowing that man to disrespect your children's father in their presence. No matter how you feel about that man, you should have checked that. You should have checked that. And you sitting around smirking and smiling like, yeah, you the daddy. Girl, please. I hope you got a little bit of money of your own, Trisha, and you just ain't holding on to Ken because he the one who can keep you in the lifestyle that you're currently living. I really hope so. Because this man seemed to like a baby mama. And he might be tired of yours. Since yours grown, he might want to find him another one. I'm just saying. Y'all not married. Y'all are boyfriend and girlfriend. Boyfriend and girlfriend. That shit could end in a split of a second. And y'all can go two separate ways. And you sitting up here allowing the disrespect. He spent $10,000 for that party. I can tell you right now, too, that is a lie. I had that exact same party in my backyard. I had the huge ass tent. I did borrow the tables and chairs from the church. So he might have spent a little extra on tables and chairs because we did borrow ours. But I paid for a decorator, the balloon arch, the DJ, the food, and I don't think I spent $1,000. I had the same amount of people. Hell, I might have had more people in my backyard. And I don't think I spent $1,000. They had no decorations on them tables. I ain't seen Nan Balloon Arch. He ain't spent $10,000 for a damn thing. I want to see the receipts because I had the exact same party in my backyard. Exactly the same. As a matter of fact, I had more decorations and shit in my backyard because at the time, he still is Tiger the Tiger. My son went to a high school out here in Memphis, and they were the Tigers. And at first he went to Savannah State, which is a Tiger, but now he's at TSU and they're still Tigers. So we had a Tiger to Tiger theme party. I paid for specialized desserts, and I had a dessert display with a cake and all different. He ain't paid $10,000 for that party. And if he did, he a sucker and he a fool because he paid way too damn much. Way too damn much. That done pissed me off. People just be throwing numbers out there to be like, oh, I paid $10,000. Sir, please. We throw these backyard parties all the time. They don't cost no damn $10,000 because the venue is free. And that's always your biggest expense at a party is the venue. Your venue was free because it's your backyard. Please, $10,000. I hope it was on some college tuition. I hope 9,000 of it was a check going to the college because please, that done pissed me off. I done got upset. I ain't got nothing else to say. I definitely look at Ken and I already looked at Trisha sideways, but I definitely now look at Ken sideways. Marquez, you still look to the side as well. Just because Ken disrespected you, don't get it twisted. Because you kind of deserve to be disrespected, just not in front of them children. Because like I said it on Kamisha's panel, if this was a boys' circle and they was at Black smoking cigars and Ken started bumping his gums about being a daddy and stuff, I wouldn't give a damn. You talk your shit amongst the men, but don't do it in front of the children. Don't do it in front of the children. Next week is going to be good. Next week is going to be good for all the shows. We're going to get to see Jacqueline be kicked out of Karen's house. And hopefully Ashley can get cussed out too. We're going to get to see the Rumble at Taste. The Rumble in the Jungle of Jacksonville on Bell Collect. And then we're going to get Kimmy finding out about Mel going around telling everybody about this red lipstick. And Kimmy gonna tell us how she really feel. And I did say this before, and I'll bring it up again next week. If you were that concerned, Mel, about the color of Maurice's lips, why you ain't bring that up to Kimmy when y'all was working out in your garage? Just saying. So next week, I feel like I'm going to be more excited for the reviews. I might even be a little excited enough to write down a little bit of notes. I don't know. I wrote down a couple of things about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know if y'all can see it on my paper. I jotted down a couple of key points I didn't want to forget about Huntsville. But I might just write down a couple of notes next week, especially on Bell Collective. I'm going to take notes because I want to know what happened, how it went down. Who a petty Scorpio? I'm not a Scorpio. Who's a Scorpio? Mel. Mel is petty. Hell, a lot of them people could be a Scorpio. Mel. Thank you too for putting it in the chat before I start running down more names and being messy. Anyway, I'm about to get off of here. That was a good hour. I got it done in an hour. That's my goal for these lives. I'm about to get off of here. I'm about to shut down my work computer and get ready to go in the office tomorrow. And then I don't have any lives tomorrow. I have a really busy week, but me and Abby should be talking the ultimatum on Wednesday. I only say should because I ain't watched none of the shit. And I'm scared to kind of text Abby until her girl I ain't even turned the ultimatum on yet. But you know, I'm probably watching episode or 2 tonight. So that's Wednesday night. Of course, Thursday. Oh, y'all know I love Survivor. Thursday will be the Survivor finale. We don't have the challenge to talk about, so it'll be all Survivor Thursday. I have a really busy weekend, but you can catch me on Sunday for the panel. And then, of course, next week will be another weekend in reality. So that's the upcoming schedule. I will holler at y'all later. Please like the video, comment, share, subscribe, all of that if you please. And I'll holler at y'all later. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.